This is Moshe coming to you from Israel in the Galilee. I said hi to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach. Okay, yeah, it's a Bible-believing site. I'm Moshe. I lived in Israel for many years, and I'm going to tell you what the Iranian war is going to look like. I'm going to do it in such a way with comparisons that you'll understand where I'm coming from, and most of you will probably agree, almost all of you, okay? So there's, as you know, probably a lot of you, there's 10 B-2 stealth bombers in Diego Garcia, the UK base in the Indian Ocean. There's 12 B-52 bombers there as well, and there's about 20 air refuelers. There's 2 B-1 bombers in Qatar. In the last week or so, America sent about 100 big cargo planes like C-17s to Qatar, so they're probably giving them anti-missile systems. And you can see the war is imminent. The Houthis keep trying to attack American warships, keeping them out of range, although they haven't been successful as of late with getting a hit. And they keep trying to, the Houthis in Yemen keep trying to hit Israel, and they're telling Trump and everybody else they'll never stop. The Iranians threatened to do a preemptive strike on Diego Garcia base, and the UK said if you do that, meaning a preemptive strike, the IRGC, that's the Iranian troops, one division of them, won't exist anymore, and I'm sure the UK would carry that threat out even if it was a retaliatory strike against their base. France had a meeting with an emergency type meeting with their defense cabinet, I guess you'd call it, Macron did. And his takeaway that he told the public was if Iran doesn't sign a nuclear treaty, war is imminent. Now, I am told, very few people know this, that there's a French aircraft carrier, Charles de Gaulle, floating around in the Indian Ocean, which is near the Persian Gulf, enough for their aircraft to strike. It's close enough, I would think, with refueling tankers for sure. It's trying to stay out of range. I was also told that there's an Indian, from India, of course, aircraft carrier there also. Okay, so we know the UK's in on the war. We know Israel's in on the war. We know America's in on the war. Okay, they'd have to tie Netanyahu up in chains to stop him from attacking Iran. He wanted to get them for at least a decade. They've caused so much trouble for him in Israel, he's dead bent on it. It's going to be a reality, believe me. And soon, Israel just told all their airmen to not leave the bases anymore. Iran just declared a no-town, no-fly zone over the entire country of Iran through May 20th. That's over 6 weeks from now. That's probably at least as long as the war is going to last. So let me break this down to you. Iran more than likely has a dead, bare bones minimum of missiles, all different kinds added together, of about 250,000. That's very, very low. It's probably 500,000 or more. This is massive. This Iran thing is probably 10 times more powerful than Iraq was. Remember the Iraq War, 1991 or 2 or something like that? I think it was around then. I remember it, but I don't remember the exact year. We had 6 aircraft carriers there, and we had the battleships were running back then. We had battleships and other Navy vessels. Combined forces were about 1 million troops, thousands of tanks. That lasted a long time. This is going to be far worse. Iraq doesn't have all the mountainous, rough terrain that Iran has, where you could hide stuff. Iran's got underground missile cities. I do not know how deep they go, but they're announcing them, so they're probably not 40 or 50 feet deep. So the way that works is they got to open the top of this missile city, right? So they might have, I don't know, 5 launchers set up, or they might have 25, depending how big it is. And I don't know what they cover the thing with, but I imagine it's covered. And they remove the cover, the missile launches point up, and boom, 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 boom. They fire, then they close the cover up, and then they reload the missile, which, if it's a lot of missile launches, could take hours. Okay, and then they do it again. But Beulah, what are you doing? That's the dog. Beulah, get over here. Hold on, she's going in the garbage. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. What? Oh, I didn't know it was you. Okay. I'm on the air doing a live stream. Don't worry about it. All right. So it's the lady that cleans the house. So, hold on a minute. Everything's coming at once. Yes. Oh, you're the one from yesterday. You were in Tiberias. No, I'm in career relief. Yeah. Where are you now? You're there now? On Derek? You're all right. I'll come out and get you. Okay, bye. Guys, this is Israel. I'm sorry. It's a delivery. I gotta get it. I'll be a minute. I apologize. This is Israel. We work for the delivery people here. I gotta get a delivery show. I'll be right back. Go on. Okay. Enjoy yourself. It's nice and cool here. Okay, I'll see you later, Mom. Guys, I'm sorry, that was a delivery. I got my apple cider vinegar in capsules. I started taking olive oil in capsules and it worked out. So I got the apple cider vinegar too. Okay, I am so sorry. So let me make sure the live stream's working good and then we'll keep going. So this war with Iran is not going to be quick. What Trump is trying to do is get a lot of firepower together to knock out Iran's capability rather quickly. He wants to do this to mitigate or downplay the amount of damage that Iran does, okay? And they're going to do damage, okay? And this is going to take weeks. And I don't think Trump in any way, shape, or form has any intentions of putting any serious ground forces. I'm not talking about Delta and Navy SEALs and Recon Marines. Yeah, they might sneak some of them in to sabotage targets or do a kidnapping of a high-profile Iranian or, that. But I mean, you're talking about, 100,000 or 200,000 or 300,000 soldiers on the ground. I don't think it's going to happen. Okay? At the same time, America has to bomb the Houthis because they're going to hit Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and the UAE, maybe others. They have to bomb Iraq because, see, Iran goes into Iraq at will. Iraq's a proxy of Iran. Okay? And I don't know how many missiles that Iran has already placed inside of Iraq. Iraq is scared of an invasion from the new government in Syria. They might have, I would say, a low count, 15,000 missiles. They might have 65,000 missiles, something huge, okay? They just run trucks. Easy steezy. It's land crossing. And they're going to hit American bases in Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Jordan, maybe Oman. I'm not so sure they're going to hit Oman. They might, probably will. There is some American troops in Oman. And the Saudis are going to get hit by the Houthis as well as Iraq probably. And Jordan's going to start taking hits. And, it's going to get ugly. Okay? It's going to get very ugly. And they're not just going to hit the American bases. When they hit American bases, they're probably going to destroy property, buildings, and possibly kill American soldiers. And that's going to give Trump the license to, boom, go to war. He doesn't have to go to Congress when they do that. That's just immediate. Then the launch button gets hit. And Israel's going to join in. So we know that France is very, very likely to be in this fracas. The UK for sure, America for sure, and Israel for sure, and more are going to join in. Okay? It's going to be a massive thing. When you read the prophecies in Jeremiah 49, Iran is Elam. And many historians and cartographers from the past, historical cartographers, map makers, believe that it also includes parts of Iraq and Syria. So we got the Damascus will be a Runis heap thing to deal with. That could be big getting fulfilled. And we know Elam in Jeremiah 49 is destroyed by her enemies, plural. So it's not just Israel. We also know from the prophecies regarding Edom, which is Yemen, by the way, gets destroyed by Israel. So yes, America and maybe the UK will be bombing the Houthis, but the real destruction, and it becomes a devastated wasteland in prophecy, is going to come from Israel. So Israel maybe is going to focus on the Houthis exclusively. I don't know what they're going to do yet. But the Houthis are definitely going to get hit. They're a very serious threat to Saudi Arabia, which is a huge oil producer. The the Iranians got these converted container vessels that are what's called a drone carrier, an aircraft carrier for drones, and they carry hundreds, maybe thousands of drones in the thing, and they can launch huge amounts of drones. They actually have a deck that lifts up to throw the drone up in the air easier, like an aircraft carrier for jets in a lot of countries. Israel uses like a steel cable catapult system to throw the planes off at higher speed, but a lot of companies have the plane go up on a ramp. I think it probably goes up about 50 feet, and that gets it higher above the water level, so the engines can take it from there a lot easier. They don't have to worry about the dip. They got container ships that are in each container. There's a launcher with 1 or 2 missiles, and it looks like a container. So they stack them 6 or 8 high on a big ship, 5, 6, 700 feet, whatever, right? And each of these containers has got a missile or 2 missiles or maybe 4 missiles, depending on the size of the missiles inside the thing. So they could be firing missiles all day long. So these ships need to be taken out. Did China and Russia give long-range missiles like the Orishnikov and other things to Iran? Did Iran bring them into Iraq? Probably not. But they could be in Iran. I imagine they have a bunch of these. What's a bunch? 50, 100, 200? They'll use those for strategic targets. This war is going to go weeks. Weeks. Iran said they got assets in the Gulf of America, formerly the Gulf of Mexico. Did I get that right? Yes. And also the Caribbean. We noticed in the last week or so, 2 big cargo planes from Iran came to Venezuela. Venezuela, with Iranian missiles, can hit Florida. Military bases in Florida. Tyndall, I think, is one. There's 2 big ones. And if they got Russian or Chinese missiles that are longer range, or maybe even North Korean longer range missiles, I don't know how good their stuff is, they could hit maybe deeper into America. See, Israel has Iron Domes, David slings, and Arrow missiles all over our entire country, which is what, the size of Rhode Island or something. We got them all over the place. Massive amount of these things. Loads of them. We got radar all over the place. They're running so much radar during the war, which is now about 17 months old, that there's been a 25% increase in brain bleeds in Israel, which some people attribute to the war. Now, other people will tell you it comes from anxiety and stress and higher blood pressure. And they can be right, too. I don't know which one it is. I don't know why, but they do ago. It may even be higher. All right, so back to... And then on top of those anti-missile systems, we have the THAADs, a few from America, and Patriots, a few from America. America doesn't have anti-missile systems around the border. They have them on strategic high-value targets of America, like military bases and, you know, the White House and Congress and all of that, but they're not around America. So these missiles are likely going to get in. So Trump's sending, he has 2 destroyers he just put off Mexico or California, probably due to the drug cartels smuggling drugs in, but they might also have a dual purpose. They might have anti-missile and anti-ship missiles on them to help defend America. and he's going to put an aircraft carrier group in the Gulf of America, and there's usually some floating around off the East Coast and up around Seattle, Alaska, so they can do some takedowns. But when you're talking swarm attacks, it's hard on them. Okay, so you're going to see the oil prices likely go up like an elevator. Gold, I just checked a little while ago, was I think 31.69. Don't be surprised when this goes down to see gold go over 4,000. Silver's 32. Okay, well, gold's 4,000, 42, 43, or even 38, 39. You may see silver go to 70 or 100. So you can triple if silver hits 100, if gold's 4,000, 4,400, something like that, silver could easily hit 100, so you could triple your money. Tripling your money with gold it would have to hit 9,000 plus. That's a big stretch. Your price at the pump is probably going to initially double and triple and may go more. It may go higher. Gold and silver may go higher. Things are going to get very chaotic. At the same time, Trump released sanctions, 10% on all imported goods, 25% on all non-US cars. Some countries are getting hit with 30, 40% tariffs. China's getting 30%. They're going to suffer. They're going to do retaliation tariffs on Trump, on America, and then you're going to have trouble. American sales outside of America are going to go way down. Now, Trump's not an idiot when it comes to business. They're going to do they keep talking about it, from the DOGE, it's saving money, so they're going to give like a rebate check or stimulus check to the people. Yeah, this might happen. It might be $2,000, $4,000, $5,000. Probably the least it'll be is $2,000. It may get much higher. And that's going to shore up the economy to cover the dip from the tariff wars. This is a brilliant move. It's got a lot of moving pieces, but it's brilliant. And Trump happens to be a brilliant businessman. When it comes to war, I don't think so. But but he might listen to the people that really do understand wars in the Pentagon. So that helps much. You got to read Jeremiah 50, verse 24. America's in a snare, and Jehovah put the snare on it. But I'm not, I don't want to beat that drum too much. People think he's so godly. Well, what is he saying he wants to do with Gaza, which is Israel's land? He wants to take it for America, not give it to Israel, not let Israel have it. That's not sitting well with Jehovah. Believe me, sitting extremely badly. No fear of Jehovah. So you're going to see if the gas doubles, people are going to have trouble getting gas, going to work. They'll have to carpool. If it triples, it's over. People can't go to work. Trump will have to start subsidizing the gas in America, which he knows how to do stuff like that. Use their own oil at low prices. He can do this. He can shore it up. He can keep the economy going unless there's a tax on American soil, which there will be. What about all the sleeper agents? What do you think they're going to do? You think Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and all the other lunatic groups are not in America, sneaking in onto Biden through the border in Mexico? They're there. Millions of them. Military-age males without families. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go get launched. You can't, when there's war, you can't shore up the economy. So Trump is doing everything at the same time, which is a mistake. China has got a blockade running, it looks like, around Taiwan. 20 warships, including an aircraft carrier, plus aircraft, plus Coast Guard vessels to enforce crazy Chinese laws. So they're saying this is a military exercise. They've been there for 2 or 3 days, and they have no date when they're going to leave. So there already is a blockade on Taiwan. If ships try to leave or come in, these Coast Guard vessels will buzz up to them, say they want to inspect the cargo at gunpoint and tell them, where's your bill of lading? And no, go away, you can't come here. So they already got a siege or a blockade on Taiwan. They're going to attack at the same time. And North Korea, it's a no-brainer, is going to start attacking South Korea. Japan will be sucked in. And Russia will start attacking countries with Belarus other than Ukraine. And how is America going to handle a three-front war? Europe with NATO, the Middle East, Asia Pacific, and plus problems in America. These are the days of Jeremiah 50:51 and Isaiah 47. He's walking a tightrope with the tariff war, combining the tariff war with the attack on Iran is a very bad idea. It's too much all at once, and I don't know how he thinks he can handle all of that. And then China, it's too much. I don't think America can handle it. But, in any event, if prophetic time allows, this war will go for weeks and weeks and weeks. The Iranians won't give up. They're insane. They're like the people that go to psychiatric hospital prisons for the criminally insane that don't know right or wrong. That's what they are. That's what the Houthis, the Hezbollah, the ISIS, the Al-Qaeda, that's what they are. They're like that. There's a scripture says they will kill you and think they do God a favor, referencing the Jews. Will NATO help America? Doubtful. NATO will have their hands full. Can the Hezbollah in Lebanon do anything? Not much. No. Can Hamas do anything? No. Tiny bit, nothing. Will Syria do anything? Well, the crazies in Syria, the Hezbollah and Hamas, they're going to try to hook up with Turkey, who's trying to build a base in central Syria. Israel just bombed their air base that Turkey was planning on moving into. We obliterated the thing last night, and I mean obliterated it. It's a broken up parking lot, like a rock pile. All the runways are gone, all the buildings are gone, there's nothing left. It would take years to rebuild it. Probably cheaper and easier to just go to another location and start from scratch, rather than take all the debris out and then start over. Iran is probably 10 times stronger than Iraq. 6 aircraft carriers, plus battleships, plus destroyers, plus missile cruisers, and about 1 million troops and thousands of tanks and helicopters and everything else. And that took a long time. You saw how they're performing on the Houthis. Over 2 weeks they're bombing them every day, every night. And the Houthis are still bouncing back. They keep stuff underground and they go into caves in mountains and keep the equipment there. And how do you bomb that? You can't. It doesn't work. Now, America has the mother of all bombs and other things like that. So they're likely going to, but we don't know how deep down the Iranian facilities are, where these missile cities are. We don't know much about it. I don't know if they're able to do it. It depends how far down they are. And the Iranians keep multiple layers of reinforced heavy concrete to make the missiles think they hit the actual facility and blow up far away from the actual facility in terms of depth. So you better get ready for this. This is going to be the oil crisis of the history of the world. Once it starts, there's a lot of companies that are completely dependent on gas station operators, people that have fleets of trucks and many hundreds that have their own pumps. Any kind of ship uses diesel, railroads use diesel, and they're going to buy futures to lock in a lower price before it goes up to a point where they can't operate. This is going to drive the cost of goods sold in America up at least 5, 10, 8%, 12%, something like that. It's going to be ugly. People, the big fear is if the gas goes up enough, people can't go to work. Europe pays about $8, $9 a gallon now. We pay $9 in Israel, just about $9 for diesel. But, you know, Israel's smart. They're going to make sure they got a supply of gas at a good price. It's not going to. We're pretty smart. Europe's not as astute as Israel. If their price just doubles, how are the people going to be able to go to work? What if it triples? They're going to pay $27 a gallon? This is it. It's coming. Okay. I don't see any signs of any sort of a ceasefire. Hamas is not realistic with this ceasefire with Israel. Ukraine and Russia both don't want a ceasefire, and Iran doesn't even want to talk to Trump. These are not the days of the ceasefires. I don't think Iran could do much to us here in Israel because they don't have radar that goes that far. They might have radar that goes over the Persian Gulf that could hit the Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, and stuff like that. They might use their ships to guide the missiles. They sent, about a week ago, they sent submarines to the Red Sea. Iran did. Are they going to try to sink American ships? I don't know. But don't think this is a short war. It's not a short war. It's not going to take 3 years. Prophetically, time won't allow, but it won't go that long. But it's a serious war. It's not going to be anything like Israel attacking Yemen or Lebanon or Hamas or even Syria. It's going to be much, much, much more serious. Iran will lose, but I don't know what kind of damage America's going to take. America ain't going to walk away from this one unscathed, I can tell you that. Neither is America. I mean, the United States homeland is going to get it. They're not going to walk away without getting tagged and or hit. And the bases in the Middle East are going to get hit. All the bases added up in the Middle East, America has 58,000 military. That's what I'm told. So keep your gas tanks and your cars filled. And stay tuned and watch, because this thing could start any hour. Somebody could say something to somebody else and they get mad and they start hitting the launch buttons to say, there's no point in waiting, you know. So let's see what happens. Iran's likely to do a preemptive attack. So I'm Moshe. Please pray for me and my animal and my wife and our animals and pets, and pray I can make better videos, get more insights. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, and I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach. And I hope you got something out of this. And I got my email address in the description box down at the bottom, and I'm out. And you might want to subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a lot of live stream updates as things go on, and I'm here in the Middle East, and if you know me, I get the news posted 12 to 24 hours before most people do. Okay, it's up to you. It's free if you want it, and I'm out.